Welcome, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Floyer and Michael Bullock. We're hoping to get Dee Dee Woodson here tonight. She has been out for a little bit, but if she does come in tonight, it's great. If she doesn't, then understandable. So we started out tonight with AEW, and it was from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, GA. We're down into ATL tonight. So we started it off with an AEW Tag Team Battle Royale, and when it was all said and done, the winners of the bout in 18 minutes and 21 seconds, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, won the Battle Royale. A good start to the show. I thought it was all right. I thought it was a very good matchup. As far as battle royales go, it's not really too crazy or anything like that. But Young Bucks take the win. We already know that it's gonna lead to an elite implosion. You got to think that Hangman Page is gonna, So we'll wait and see what happens. So good fight, good battle. Nothing more to say. I'll give this about 3.5 stars. Anthony Floyo, go.
Well, I'll tell you, MF. I mean, I gotta say, when it comes to battle royales, this was an interesting tag team battle royale. Usually when we see tag team battle royales, usually when one member of a team is eliminated, the whole team goes.
Yes.
This time around, we didn't get that tonight. Both members of the team had to be eliminated in order for that whole team to be eliminated. I love that. That was a very creative decision there, and I liked it. There's no question about that. Now, as far as the match as a whole, I mean, it came out really well done. I gotta say, this was about a 3.5 star battle royale, MF. You're absolutely spot on here. This started out really well. Very fun, and there were some great moments. And it was a really good and fun. They told several stories. The crowd was into it. It was all action, well laid out, and the Bucks were the right winners with the angle that has been established. A rare, high-quality battle royale. So that's really all I can say on this. So I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars to kick off what was an amazing AEW. And spoiler alert, high praise is coming from us when it comes to AEW. NXT, well, I don't know. So you're going to have to tune in. So 3.5 stars. I mean, there were a lot of good spots in this one. I mean, Allie the Bunny getting involved. I mean, I love that little moment with her and Orange Cassidy. I mean, that was pretty cool. And Orange Cassidy, saving his brethren there. I think it was Beretta during the match, and yeah, I mean, and Matt Jackson coming back from insurmountable odds to win. So get ready, tag team title matchup. Oh boy, that's going to be something. So nothing more to say on this. 3.5 stars. Michael Bullock, come on in. Very interesting battle royale. It wasn't not when one goes, the whole team goes. No, both members had to be eliminated. Great concept.
Yeah, I thought it was a great concept too. I mean, in these tag team battle royales, I mean, I never liked the way of when one person from your team gets eliminated, both teams are eliminated. But yeah, I like this concept, and yeah, 3.5 stars is my rating, and to me, I mean, the right team, I think, won this, and yeah, I mean, the Young Bucks survived on this one, and yeah, now they're gonna get a future shot at the AEW World Tag Team title. So yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. So let's move right along, Fletch.
All right, and the next thing we had was a women's match, as it was Shoshana going one-on-one with Chris Statlander. When it was all said and done, Chris Statlander wins the match. 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Maybe the next contender for the AEW Women's title. Maybe the next to fight Nyla Rose, our new champion. Anthony, your thoughts?
Yes, absolutely. If you're gonna have a first challenger for Nyla Rose in the women's title, I think Chris Statlander would be that perfect challenger. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna have. I don't know if they do automatic rematches. I mean, I don't know about that. But Riho will have something to say about that in due time. But as far as this match is concerned, I'm going to give it 3.25 stars. It was a good and competitive match with Statlander picking up another win, but both looked good. And of course, I got to be honest. Shauna is one of my personal favorites. I mean, I think she's a very beautiful young lady, and I definitely enjoyed watching her in action. Statlander, I like her too, and that's really all there is to say on that. Didi Woodson, welcome back. It's about damn time. So that's all we can say on that. So really nothing more to say on this. 3.25 stars. Let's get it up to Michael Bullock now. I think Statlander is going to be Rose's first challenger for the AEW Women's World Title, and I think that's a damn good choice.
I agree. I think Chris Statlander would make a really good number one contender for the AEW Women's World Title, but Rio is going to have a little say in this because she feels like she deserves the rematch to reclaim the title. So so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, Chris Statlander certainly proved her point here. I'll give it about maybe 3 to 3.25 for the match here. Good match in the amount of time it did get. So nothing more to say. Fletch, I think we should toss it to Didi Woodson for her thoughts on the first match and, of course, the women's match.
That's what I was going to do. Didi, welcome back. We missed you very, very much over here. First off, let's talk about the Young Bucks winning the AEW Battle Royale.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to give the match probably about 3.5 stars. I thought it was a very good match. They really told a lot of stories, and now it looks, as of this point, it looks like the Young Bucks could be going up against either of their Elite Brethren or the Lucha Bros. So we'll just have to wait and see later on in the show who they're going to end up going against. But, Matt looked really good throughout the whole match and outlasting everybody, even though his brother got knocked out. So, yeah, not much more I'm going to say about that. So let's get to the next one.
All right, and the next one was Shauna versus Chris Statlander, and Chris Statlander won the match in 8 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, this was a 3.25 star match. It was very good, very competitive match, and both girls looked very, very good in this match. So yeah, congratulations to Statlander. She's definitely becoming a shining star for AEW. So I guess let's move on.
All right, you're all caught up, my love. And the next fight that we do have here was a one-on-one match. Jon Moxley versus Jeff Cobb. Jon Moxley wins the match. 11 minutes, 32 seconds. Mike Bullock, it's all yours, bro. Moxley continue his winning ways as he continues to march on to Revolution at the end of the month for a shot at the AEW World Title and Le Champion, Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I thought this was a good match here. I'll give it about another maybe 3.5 stars for this match here. I mean, I'll tell you what, this Jeff Cobb guy is he's no slouch. He's he's the real deal. He's a real tough guy. Certainly, really gave John Moxley all he could handle, but John Moxley, in the end, basically got the win here. Obviously, I think this was the right choice because you wanted to continue to give John Moxley some momentum going into that Revolution match against Chris Jericho for the AEW World Title. But man, some craziness at the end of this. I mean, it looked like Moxley was gonna be at the hands of another beatdown from the Inner Circle, but first Dustin Rhodes comes out and to make the save, and obviously you know who he's targeting, Jake Hager, because Dustin Rhodes and Jake Hager are going at it at Revolution. But then a certain somebody also was invited to the dinner table, and that somebody was a returning Darby Allin. Yes, Darby Allin made his return, as you heard. I mean, was out of action, obviously, thanks to Sammy Guevara. And you knew Darby Allin was going to target that little idiot and wanted some payback and use a skateboard to not only go after him, but the other members of the Inner Circle. And yeah, basically, Moxley and crew basically got the best of them. So there's really nothing more to say. So, D.D. Woodson, I give it to you. And yeah, I mean, we had some craziness, but definitely Darby Allin coming back certainly gave an edge to Moxley's crew.
Yeah, I did. I mean, this was a very good match, and Cobbs looked good for his debut. Moxley, of course, we knew would pretty much win because they're trying to build up to that match with Jericho. And who knows? We could end up having come out of this a 6-man tag, or we could have 3 separate matches come out of this. I don't know. We'll just have to kind of wait and see what comes out of this. But it seems like it's going to be something good that's going to come out with Darby and Dustin coming out to take care of their business too. So yeah, not much more I have to say about it. It was definitely about 3.5 star match. So Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, 3.5 stars, no doubt about it. Good matchup, solid fight. Could have been better. Yeah, it could have. It was a little wonky at the end. The post fight was a little bit of an interesting situation. Darby Allin made a great little clear and made an assist. Look, Jeff Cobb first time out, they made him look strong in a losing effort. Since Jeff Cobb, I guess, is not a full-time talent, so we're gonna see so the finish did make sense. You got to give Moxley the win, make him strong heading into the thing, but they didn't bury Jeff Cobb. They made him look good. They made him look strong, like he's a legitimate threat down the line. But even the post-fight was a little bit weird, Darby Allin was there at the moment, reveling in the crowd. Dude, get in the fight. Y'all boys are getting jumped. What are you doing? Soaking up the crowd's adulation for a second or two there. No, get your gear off, get your butt in the ring, and kick some ass. When you got the Inner Circle basically running roughshod in the ring, you don't wait. You get your ass in there and you even up the odds. So little nitpick for me. Don't hold me to it. Not too hard, but I thought it was good. 3.5 stars. Anthony, go.
3.5 stars. I 100% agree. Jeff Cobb is known on the indie scene, but he got his first shot at national exposure, and he made the most of his opportunity. He and Moxley worked well together. They both used a stiff style, and it helped that they had a hardcore stipulation that allowed them to focus on punishing each other without rules. I thought having Taz on commentary was a nice touch. The human suplex machine likely sees a lot of himself in Jeff Cobb and offered some insight into how his style works. Once again, the crowd was hot and invested in every moment. The post-match attack could be seen coming from a mile away, but it still made sense from a storyline standpoint. The return of Darby Allin was met with a huge pop, but there was a slight production hiccup with his entrance. And MF, I want to add to what you just said about, not getting in the ring and fighting right away. Let me tell you something. If it was me, oh no, I don't wait. When I'm ready to fight, I'm going to fight. That's all there is to say on that. Well, you know me. And before I give it to you, MF, all I can say is if you see your boys getting the hell beat out of them by the most dominant stable in the game today, you don't just sit there. You don't just soak up the adulation. No. You soldier up and you fight.
Absolutely.
Amen?
Amen to that. No doubts. All right. Next fight, AEW World Tag Team titles on the line. The champions, Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page, puts the titles on the line against the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix. When it was all said and done, the winners of the bout, 15 minutes, 15 seconds, and still AEW World Tag Team champions, Adam Hangman Page and Kenny Omega successfully defend the titles. And now, like you said, D.D. Woodson, you made that the question, who is going to be the team that possibly was going to fight the Young Bucks? Well, we got our answer. It's an elite showdown as members of the elite are about to go to war for the AEW World Tag Team titles.
Yep, that's the truth. And the only one who's kind of not completely aligned with the elite, of course, is Adam Page. Because we saw there at the end, the little tug of war with the Bucks on Kenny Omega, and of course Kenny stuck around with the Bucks while Adam went out and did his Stone Cold Steve Austin impression with the hands. So this was great. This for me was the match of the night. They did a great job, and I have nothing negative to say. I mean, these guys, they went fall for fall. They just pretty much showed you what they could all were capable of doing, and delivered a lot of awesome moves and awesome maneuvers. So I don't have anything negative to say. I'm going to hit it with 4.25 stars. So it's yours, Fletch.
4.25, no doubt about it. Total agreement with that. Great match, solid fight. They just do good. Anytime Rey Fenix or Pentagon fights Adam Hangman Page or Kenny Omega, doesn't matter if it's a singles fight, if it's tag team, whenever these guys it's always a great match. It's always a great battle. I remember Rey Fenix and Kenny Omega fighting at Triple Mania for the AAA World Heavyweight title, and that fight was like 4.5 stars. It was the fight of the night for Triple Mania. This fight here was another 4-star classic. It was another great match, another great battle, a huge tag team war, and it's like AEW just knows how to tell a story. They don't go for the gimmicks. They don't go over the top. They give us enough that we appreciate it, but they don't overkill it on us. So this was an enjoyable match to watch. Got proper time, had a great body of work. The story was great. 15 minutes of action. You can't go wrong with that. Tremendous fight, and easily you could call a fight of the night. Anthony, it's yours.
I'm going to go slightly higher. I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. This was exactly the kind of match you would expect from these four men. They are considered some of the best wrestlers in AEW, and they lived up to the hype. The sequence with all four men that involved people throwing each other into different moves was amazing and launched the crowd into a "This is awesome" chant. Hangman looking almost sad that they won was a very good detail to add. Young Bucks came out to congratulate their future opponents, but Hangman just wanted to have a beer more than anything, and he took one from a fan. So what else is there to say on that? So all I can say is, folks, get ready. Chicago, we're going to have some dissension in the ranks. Dissension in the ranks, Heenan family style. Oh, yeah, the family's going to implode, baby. And you know what? I'm going to love every minute of it. Michael Bullock, go ahead. 4.5 stars, fight of the night.
Bullock?
I'm right here. Yeah.
All right, it's yours.
I agree with Florio. 4.5 stars. I mean, great work by both teams. I mean, I certainly enjoyed it. The crowd certainly enjoyed it. And yeah, I mean, after what we saw near the end of the match, I mean, like Florio said, I think dissension and Kenny Omega and Hangman Page is in the ranks. I mean, especially Hangman Page basically just wanted another beer after instead of wanting to shaking the hands of the Young Bucks. So you know what's going to happen at Revolution. I think the breakup's going to happen with the Omega and Hangman Page. So, and it's going to end obviously with the Young Bucks becoming the new AEW World Tag Team Champions. So nothing more to say. MF. I think we're on to the main event, right?
On to the steel cage. The rage in the cage. Wardlow going one-on-one with the American Nightmare, Cody. Cody wins the match in 11 minutes and 48 seconds. All right. I'm going to say this. Good match. Solid fight. Good steel cage match. Good, not great. I think it could have been a little better, but good enough in a main event capacity. 3.5 to 3.75 of a star. That's my rating. Second best fight of the night. I'll give that. I just felt like the tag team fight was better. I thought the tag team title fight was the main event for the evening. So I really got nothing more to add. Anthony, I give it to you.
20 feet high, 26 by 26. How'd you like that cage, MF?
That was, dude, it looked impressive. It looked really impressive. I mean, I've seen cages in my day, but that cage, man.
Well done.
Yeah.
20, JR said it. It was 20 feet high, and I think he said it was 26 by 26 or something like that. Amazing.
That, I mean, I think the biggest cage, I know WWE's cage was like 15 feet high, and I think it was like 20 by 20. So they definitely, this cage was even bigger and more longer.
Could you imagine this cage one day with a roof on it?
Oh, Lord.
I would love to see that.
Oh, Lord.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. But nonetheless, though, I agree. MF, once again, 3.5 stars. The design of the cage was like a cross between WWE's usual design and its Hell in a Cell. It had high walls and big supports on each corner. The cage didn't come into play a lot, but when it did, Cody and Wardlow made it matter. This was a solid main event and a good showing for Wardlow after spending a few months working solely as MJF's enforcer. The match was pretty good, but the finish was the best part. Cody Rhodes can fly, but he is known more for his technical ability, and it was nice to see him take a risk and have it pay off. Wardlow caught him perfectly. So Cody gets the win. So now it's on, folks. Revolution. Your other huge main event, in addition to Jericho and Moxley for the title, you got Cody and MJF. And I pray to God more than I ever have before. I don't ask for much, but for me, I want to see that little midget get the you-know-what beat out of him on behalf of all of us here, especially Michael Bullock, because Bullock and I, we are the president and the vice president of the anti-MJF establishment. So that's all I can say on that. So, but this was not about MJF. This was about Cody and Wardlow. So we'll save it for that little midget in the future. But let's keep it about Cody and Wardlow, because that's who it was about tonight. But what about Brandy, though? Brandy getting involved, nailing MJF with the chair in the back. Nice touch. Good for you, girl. That's all I can say on that. And Double A even got involved. How awesome was that? Oh, man, still got it. That's all I can say on that. So throwing it up Horseman style for the original Enforcer. So that's all I can say on that. But 3.5 stars. Michael Bullock, how about that cage? And how about that spot at the end? Cody going for it all. And he got it.
That cage to me looks really impressive. I mean, looking so high. I mean, imagine going to the top and being able to do a crazy move like we saw Cody do. I mean, that shows you how much he really wanted MJF so badly at Revolution. He wanted to hit one big time move on Wardlow, and by George, he did it. And yeah, I mean, I love the involvement of Brandy Rhodes in the steel chair right on MJF. Couldn't have happened to a much nicer guy. Yeah, and Arn Anderson getting involved too. Well, obviously before that, MJF was trying to get Arn Anderson to turn on him and hit him with the steel cage, but it was MJF who ate some cage. Yeah, MJF got some of his comeuppance tonight, but that is nothing compared to what Cody's going to do to him at Revolution, and I cannot wait to see that little idiot get exactly what's coming to him. And oh, by the way, I mean, I know you said MJF. I mean, that Wardlow was MJF's bodyguard. Well, to steal a quote from Dustin Rhodes last week, he was MJF's bitch. So, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, 3.5 stars. D.D. Woodson. Well, Cody gets one big step take one big step to get into MJF, and let's just say we cannot wait to see that little idiot get what he deserves at Revolution.
Yeah, and this had a lot of shades of the cage match, that his dad had, with Arnett, with the 4 horsemen out there. Here you had a 4 horsemen out there backing Cody up, but instead of him hitting Cody with the door, he hit the idiot with the door. And the little punk got exactly what he deserved tonight. I mean, he got put in his place, and that's something that he doesn't get to see very often. So, or that probably doesn't happen to him very often. He doesn't get told off, doesn't get put in his place, since he's the little rich snob that everyone pretty much kind of hates. So the Crimson Mask, it was great. They did mention the fact that the cage actually went over the ring, so there was a little bit of a gap between the cage and the ring, which made it even a little bit more dangerous because if you would have got a limb stuck down there, you would have broke a limb. So yeah, I mean it was awesome for the ending. Not certainly not the match of the night. I would go with second best match of the night. But definitely, a great way to end the show. Beautiful moonsault off the top of the cage. That was just great. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about it. So it's yours, Fletch.
All right, guys. So now it's time for the overall review, which I believe is started off with Anthony Florio. So, Anthony, you lead off.
Yes. This was a 9 out of 10 for me. This was a very, very good AEW tonight. There's no question in my mind, and with all due respect, Bullock, I'm sorry to say this, but NXT didn't even come close to AEW here this evening. I mean, you had a stacked card going in, and I'm going to be honest with you. I watched more of AEW tonight than I did with NXT. Go figure. It's usually the other way around on most weeks. But this week, considering how intrigued I was by a lot of the matches, I wanted to see them firsthand for myself, especially the cage main event. That's the one I really wanted to see. And boy, howdy. I mean, we've ripped AEW some new ones before, but no, they nailed it this evening. I could probably go as high as even 9.5 if I'm going to be honest with you. I could probably say this was the best AEW show I've seen yet. I mean, they have been putting forth some damn good shows as of late, and I'm going to be honest with you. I really wish this would have been the go home show this evening. This had a go home show feel tonight. But we have one more show next week in Kansas City where we're going to see the best friends square off against the Butcher and the Blade. And then, of course, the huge 30-minute Iron Man match with Kenny Omega against Pac. I'm going to be intrigued to watch that next week. You better believe it. So that's all I can say on this. This was far and away AEW's best show to date. I only wish this was the go-home show. So 9 to 9.5 for me. Well done show. I mean, everything was great. And if your worst fight of the night is 3.25 stars, then you know you're doing something right. So everything was great. The tag team titles stole the show. The battle royale was insane. The cage was impressive. And nothing on this show really sucked or anything. So that's all I can give it. So 9 to 9.5 for me. Sorry, Bullock, but AEW gets the win this week, even though I still got to get into NXT. But I'm sorry, boy. Your boys put forth a great effort. They always do. But tonight was AEW's night.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, you were coming off of a really good NXT takeover Portland, so you kind of had to figure that this week's NXT was gonna be a little bit of a step back. So yeah, that to me that was the case. So yeah, I'm already raising the white flag. AEW wins the week with the Wednesday Night Wars, but yeah, this was 9 to 9.5. I mean, everything on this show tonight was just awesome. I mean, your worst fight of the night is 3 to 3.25 stars. You know, it's a good show, a damn good show to say the very least. And this has got to be AEW Dynamite's best show since it first started. So, and like you said, this could have been the go home show, but yeah, I mean, but we'll see how the go home show next week goes. But like you said, I mean, highlighted obviously by the 30-minute Iron Man match between Kenny Omega and Pac. So I'm definitely going to be glued to that one. So 9.5 for me. D.D. Woodson, let's just say, I mean, I think we're all raising the white flag. AEW, I mean, they won the week.
Hands down. They won it hands down. I mean, this was awesome. I definitely agree with the rating. 9.5. It was just great. I mean, there just was not one low point in the whole show. I mean, you really can't say anything was bad. The women's division's even starting to improve a little bit. I mean, you're getting these girls that actually know how to do some stuff, and so yeah. I mean, there's just I didn't see anything negative. Definitely the tag match stole the show. The cage match, great follow up for it. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing negative you can say about this. So yeah, nothing I'm going to add. So it's yours, Fletch.
All right, 9 out of 10 for me. It was a great show, no doubt about it. We're not going to waste any more time. Let's go into NXT, guys. So we started out with the promo by the Undisputed Era. Poor Kyle O'Reilly, man. He couldn't do his electric guitar with a belt, bro. He lost it. If you remember, he did lose his belt. Basically lost the tag team titles. He was one half of the tag team titles. The Red Dragons lost the belts to the Broserweights, and we'll talk about the Broserweights. They were on the show tonight. Anthony, let's just get a quick thought on you. Well, actually, I thought it was a solid talking segment. Nothing amazing, paint by number type thing. Good promo by Adam Cole talking about what happened, him successfully the belt. But dude, my boy Kyle O'Reilly, man, he needed a hug, man. That's all I can say right now is somebody's got to go and hug Kyle O'Reilly, man. It looked like he was gonna cry, man. He can't do his electric guitar anymore. He lost the belt.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to move on, as they say. All good things must come to an end, and unfortunately, Kyle O'Reilly's little ode to Carlos Santana or Eric Clapton is gonna have to go on the burner for a little bit. So sorry, MF, but it is what it is. But here's one of the reasons why AEW won the night tonight. They started it off with a high-profile match, which was that big tag team battle royale, which was very good. And what do we start off with here? Elongated windbag talking segment.
Oh,
Strike one. That's all I can say on that. But it was fine. It was fine for what it was. But I got to be honest, though. Velveteen Dream, I mean, brother, you're going too far, man. You're going too far. I mean, bringing up Marina Shafir, who is the real-life wife of Roderick Strong.
Oh,
Son. Bro. Ho, 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 ho.
yeah.
If it was me, ooh, let's just say I would be channeling my inner carnivore Shayna Baszler. Enough said. Bullet go.
Man, oh man. I mean, yeah. I mean, it was a good segment, like you said. I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but it was still good for what it was. And yeah, the Velveteen Dream, he went there again. And well, let's just say what happened at the end of tonight's show. Well, let's just say the Velveteen Dream got his comeuppance. So we'll get into it once we get to the match. So, Fletch, it's yours.
Actually, Dee is back, so Dee, it's all yours.
Oh, Dee, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, for some reason I accidentally clicked out of one too many windows. It was an okay segment. I mean, I'm like Florio. I was more glued to AEW than NXT because of all the long speech you had here. I mean, it was just something that was basically boring and put you to sleep because you get tired of every show starting the same way. And I said in chat Facebook Monday, I'm getting sick and tired of Vince McMahon and the stuff that WWE is doing, and now here it is starting to progress onto NXT. The long-winded segments, the let's hit under the belt with making it as personal as possible, all that kind of stuff, and it's just it's just something that they need to work on. They need to change it up. I mean, AEW starting with a match that that's good. That gets you right into the action. That gets you right right there. That adrenaline hitting right at the beginning, instead of putting you to sleep, so that when you get to that first match, you're like, "Huh, what's going on?" type thing. So yeah, not impressed. So not much more I'm going to say. It's yours, Fletch.
Started off the action with a title match. This was it, guys. The Cruiserweight Championship on the line. The champion, Jordan Devlin. The challenger, Leo Rush. When it was all said and done, The winner of the bout, in 15 minutes and 5 seconds of on-air TV time, and still cruiserweight champion of the world, Jordan Devlin wins the match. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
This was NXT's fight of the night right here. I mean, there is no question about it. I got to give this about maybe 3.5 to 4. I mean, the cruiserweight matches have been really, really well done as of late. I mean, the cruiserweights bring it every week. Now, where is this on 205 Live? That's all I can say on that. But I'm actually going to meet it in the middle. I'm going to give it 3 3/4 of a star. Very good action shown. Though the pace was pretty slow in the first long TV segment as Devlin controlled, there probably was not a lot of doubt about who would win here. But the two had a very strong match that should continue to build Devlin's name here. So very well done. That's all I can say. 3 3/4 of a star. And to me, NXT's fight of the night. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll give it 3 3/4 of a star as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, there was no way you were going to take the title off of Jordan Devlin. So, yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. I mean, you guys pretty much you pretty much described everything when it comes to this. So, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll give it 3 3/4. It definitely is the fight of the night. But at the same time, I think it went a little long, but it was still, a good match. These guys did, pretty much kind of show you what they could do. And, going blow for blow, pin for pin. So, yeah, nothing more I'm going to say about it. It's your split.
Yeah, 3 3.25 stars, no doubt about it. Fight of the night for the NXT fight card. Great matchup, great battle, great fight. I really got nothing bad to say about it. This was absolutely incredible. So next up we had was a backstage segment. It was Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. They talked about what happened. Well, Regal showed up and is like, you know what? We're going to do this again. But we're going to up the ante a little bit. In 2 weeks, we're getting a rematch. Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox. Well, we talked about a steel cage in AEW tonight. How would you like a steel cage NXT style 2 weeks from tonight? And yes, guys, if memory serves me right, I don't think Full Sail University has ever had a steel cage fight. I think this is the first time Full Sail is going to have a steel cage fight.
Nope. They've had one.
They had one?
Finn Balor and Samoa Joe.
Are you sure that was Full Sail, not NXT TakeOver?
That was Full Sail. That TakeOver the end, I believe that was at Full Sail.
All right.
Yeah, he's right. It was at Full Sail.
It was at Full Sail. So this is only the second time we're doing it in Full Sail then. All right. But first time for a network TV NXT that they're doing it in Full Sail in a cage with the women. Again, groundbreaking stuff. All right, so next up we had was another talking segment. Austin Theory, interrupted by Tommaso Ciampa, looking for Johnny Gargano, and well, I mean, what do you expect? I thought it was a solid segment. Nothing more to say. If you guys want to talk about it, we can. If you don't, then we'll just go right into the next fight. Grizzled Young Vets versus Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde. When it was all said and done, Grizzled Young Vets wins the match. 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Michael Bullock, do you want to go?
Move on.
Move on. All right. So I'm guessing everybody's going to move on that one. After that, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne cut it a promo. Then they actually fought Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan in a non-title match. But the Broserweights, the reigning champions, gets the job done, wins the match in 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Bullock, do you want to take that one? I guess Bullock is saying no. All right. So I guess everybody's going to move on this one too. Next up, we had...
Actually, MF, I want to take that one for a spin, if I may.
Go for it.
Yes. This was a 3 1/4 star match. I got to say, this was, for me, my third best fight of the night. And now, for those who may not know about Orkin and Burch and Lorcan, let me tell you, they have put together some great matches in NXT history. Who'll ever forget that tag team title match they had in Chicago some time ago? I mean, that was an instant classic. But this was a well-done match. You know, it was a solid worked match. And, you know, the outcome was never in doubt. We knew the Broserweights would win. But at the same time, though, Burch and Lorcan, great first opponents, even though they weren't for the titles. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But solid match for me. Sleeper fight of the night, 3 1/4 stars. So let's move on now. Bullock.
I'll actually take it for a spin. So, yeah, 3 1/4 stars for me. I mean, I thought it was a good match here. I mean, even though, like you said, it wasn't for the titles, but yeah, I mean, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch wanted to make a case to show why they should challenge the Broserweights. So, yeah, so I mean, they looked impressive. Both teams I thought looked impressive. So, yeah, there's nothing more to say. I mean, Dee Woodson, I saw in the chat box, gave her rating too. So, I think we're just going to move along, Fletch.
All right. So, the next thing that we have here, after that, then we had Keith Lee. Basically, Kona Reeves wanted a fight. Yeah, that didn't last long. 13 seconds. Keith Lee wins. There was a little bit of a promo after. There was a little bit of a little showdown at the end with Donovan Dijakovic. Uh-oh, here we go again. Are they about to throw down again for the title? Well, we'll wait and see. Looks like Keith Lee, the crowd was yelling fight forever. Keith Lee said he agrees, said it's up for a challenge. And they said that, Lee said if Donovan Dijakovic can convince William Regal, we can fight forever. So I would love to see how that plays out. Is this a fight? You know what? I got to say it. Why do I got a feeling for an Iron Man match? I mean, why not? Keith Lee, Donovan Dijakovic, Iron Man match for the North American title? Hey, fights. People say fight forever. How would you like to fight for 1 hour? Does that get your attention?
Let's go. Let's go.
Damn right it gets my attention.
All right.
Perfect blow off.
Oh, yeah. Next up, Kaden Carter versus Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green wins the match in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. Nothing too amazing to talk about. But we do got a couple of things that's coming up. Okay, next week on NXT, we got ourselves Tommaso Ciampa going one-on-one with Austin Theory. And then in 2 weeks, like we said, Tegan Knox versus Dakota Kai in a steel cage match. Next up we had was the main event, as it was Roderick Strong versus the Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream wins the match in 15 minutes and 37 seconds, but Dream remember all the stuff you were saying earlier in the night? It came back to bite you in the ass. You beat down. Emphatic. No remorse. No qualms. Brother, the dream died here tonight on NXT and in Full Sail because you pissed off the wrong bro on your end. You picked the fight with Roddy. You talked about his girl. You talked about his son. You paid the piper, my friend. And that was not, you know what? I'm going to say it. You know, Velveteen Dream, I know you're I know you're cocky. I know you're arrogant. I know you're braggadocious. I know you're everything. But, bro, there's a couple of things you don't do in life. You don't talk about the wife. You don't talk about the kids. Brother, I'm sorry. You asked for an ass kicking. You deserved the ass kicking you got here tonight. Too bad, so sad is what I say. Mike Bullock, I know you're probably going to disagree with what I just said, but it's yours. Bullock?
All I can say is, damn, MF, tell us how you really feel about Dream. I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, he got his comeuppance, and like you said, he paid for all the all the things he said about Roddy's girl Marina Schaefer, and yeah, it ended up biting him in the ass at the end of the show. And what did you give for the rating of
I'm gonna come back to it because you had to lead off. I'm letting you lead off.
So I lead off on it. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah, as far as the match goes, I mean, I thought it was a good match here. I'll give it about maybe. I'll give it maybe another 3.5 to say the very least. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more to say. Dee Woodson looks like the Velveteen Dream got his comeuppance for talking about Roddy's girl.
Yeah, he did. I mean, you had, I think the whole team ended up coming out there to help their brother take care of Dream. And yeah, Dream crossed the line, especially with those freaking pants. Oh Lord, bad decision. The match, good match. I'll give it 3.25. But Dream just bad choices. Dream, bad choices. You're going down a bad road, and it's not going to end good for you, especially hitting that low below the belt. I can tell you that much. So yeah, not more. I'm going to add. It's yours, Fletch.
Sorry. 3.5 stars, you're right. Again, Dream, you deserve the ass kicking you got. There's really nothing more for me to add. There's certain things you just don't do in life, and he poked the bear. And the thing is that when you mess with one member of the Undisputed Era, you mess with the whole crew. And sorry, Dream, like I said, there's certain things you do, man, but you don't go after the kid. You don't go after the girl. You did both. You deserved it. Florio, it's yours.
I couldn't agree more. Normally one would complain about no faces helping another face, but given that Dream acted the heel in this feud, it makes sense to have nobody save him. he kind of is an island to himself, as he's a fan favorite, but his actions honestly make UE look sympathetic. The match seemed to display either rustiness on Dream's part or a few badly communicated spots, and it never really came together. Dream's feud with the UE looks like it's going to continue, so he'll have plenty of time to work with some top flight talent to get back to where he was. I still think he's going to end up facing Cole for the NXT title in Tampa, but we'll have to wait and see on that. So for me, 3.25 stars is my rating for this. So with that being said, let's get into our overall review.
All right, and it starts off with Dee Woodson. So Dee, you start off.
Yeah, it was I'd say a fairly decent show. Like we said earlier, AEW definitely won the night hands down. I'm only gonna give this about 7 stars. It wasn't their normal. Wasn't normally what they would give us on a Wednesday night, but there's that pointless opening segment really, just started the show off really super bad. Plus, you had a couple of cutouts or a couple of really low moments on NXT that you didn't have in AEW. So yeah, and what the heck with Belair coming out in the middle of a match, cutting a promo? Really? Do we really need her to come out in the middle of a match? I mean, that was just ridiculous. Couldn't she have waited at least until the end, or did it before these girls started? Why the heck come out in the middle of the freaking match? And then, of course, Chelsea Green's was a cheap win anyway. So, yeah, not much to say there other than, griping about Belair coming out. But, yeah, not much I'm going to say about it. Like I said, just kind of, just kind of, it was good, but it just wasn't their best. It wasn't what they usually do. And, it just didn't feel like what we usually get even after a takeover. I mean, usually even after a takeover, we have something a lot better than this. This is just, felt more thrown together, felt more, like they just didn't really care about how this came off or how they were going to do it. I mean, this does not feel like one of Triple H's normal shows that he puts out. So, yeah, not much more I'm going to add. So, see you guys Friday. Good night.
Good night. I agree. 6.5. I'm gonna go 6.5. I cannot believe I'm about to say that. I hate to say this. I did not like this NXT. I mean, I did not like this NXT show. Did not like the NXT at all. There was a couple of good moments, but compared to what AEW did, guys, this is like apples and oranges, man. There was no AEW was revving for a fight. NXT, I think they packed it in because if you think about it, we're all still praising them over the incredible NXT takeover in Portland. So I kind of felt like, you know what? This was going to be not their week. I think they felt it. A lot of guys were tired. A lot of guys were still a little dinged up from the fight. So I kind of feel like this is, it is what it is. So it's done. It's over. This week, okay, I'll say this. We ripped on AEW a couple of weeks ago for certain things that happened. NXT, you're in the fire tonight. This was not a great show. Solid. We expect a lot better from you guys. And I'm going to tell you, this kinda felt, believe it or not, it felt like a Raw. I'll even go and say it. It felt like this was a Monday Night Raw. You canned it. You kicked the bucket on it. You punted it. We'll give you one pass because of how great NXT TakeOver was. So you get a pass for this. But don't do this again. You don't want us to go on a rant. You don't want us to kick your ass. Trust me, we will. And we will not hold back if you guys don't. As long as you,
I won't. I'm gonna defend my show if you do.
well, then your show better be better next week there, Bullock. Or the gloves are off. And you know I will have no
my show will be better next week.
You know
my show will be better.
You know I will have no qualms whatsoever to tear your show to shreds. And you know I'm more than capable to drop the nuke on them. So I'm gonna say it. You're getting the pass because of what you did on NXT TakeOver. So we'll let you live. You'll be fine for this week because we know you guys were probably tired. You guys were probably beaten up. So we'll let you have it. We'll let you have it. Just don't do it again. That's all I'm saying. Anthony, it's yours.
For a minute there, I thought this was going to be end of an era all over again. I thought MF was going to be Triple H and Bullock was going to be The Undertaker, and I was going to have to be Shawn Michaels here. But the way that was going, oh boy. But I pray that doesn't happen. But for me, it's a 7 out of 10. Velveteen Dream's reactions didn't seem all that loud beyond his entrance, and it's hard to say whether that's because the match didn't kick into a high gear or because Dream hasn't acted like someone worth cheering, although it's clear they're going for mind games and not Dream being a legitimate home wrecker. Much like last week and much like the NXT brand on TV in general, the matches delivered with very little surprise in who was going over. Thankfully, the show had surprises in other ways, with Tommaso Ciampa, Kona Reeves, and Bianca Belair all interrupting matches or segments to make points effectively or not. Finn Balor's next move should be interesting as he's more or less at a number one contenders level. And we also got no Johnny Gargano this week, so I would expect an appearance from him as well. And Bianca Belair's feud with Charlotte Flair should carry NXT TV for the next month or so. So that's all I can say on this. It's a 7 out of 10. Folks, batten down the hatches, because if we get something like this again next week, we're going to have the real life end of an era with MF as Triple H, Bullock as The Undertaker, and me as Shawn Michaels trying to be the authority here. So I don't want that. Please don't put me like that. Let's wrap it up, MF.
Bullock, quick thought.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 for me. I mean, it wasn't the greatest. I mean, I still thought it was a good show. Not great. I mean, like I said, it was good. I mean, unlike Fletch and Didi, who basically poo-pooed all over the show tonight. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Florio. If you may be put in that position if it does come down to that, because you know me, I'm the NXT guy, and anybody comes after my show, the gloves are coming off. Fletch, let's just wrap it up.
All right, well, that's it, guys. So tomorrow night is another edition of Strictly Sports, and very light show, but it's going to be a really good one. We're going to talk about All-Star Weekend of the NBA. Lots and lots and lots of action. We had an incredible All-Star Weekend. And we said it, this was the best All-Star Weekend ever for the NBA. You'll find out why we said that. And we got a new, and then we're going to go into week 3 of the XFL. Going to be going down at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So, for D.D. Woodson, for Michael Bullock, for Anthony Floyo, I am Michael Fletcher. So long, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.